Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hinches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of the stock market today. Today is Monday, November 24th. We're going to take a quick look at the markets. It was a very quiet session today, and then we'll look at the indicators, 3 ETFs I didn't look at on Saturday, and then we're going to look at 3D Systems, Chicago Bridge and Iron, and Apple Computer. Let's start off here with the Dow Industrials, which was up 7.84 today. Very tight little doji bar in here. I don't know that we need to make a whole lot about that because we have seen other little doji bars that didn't seem to make any kind of difference. The only thing that I'm a little cautious about, I mean, it was super strong rally. We're riding the upper end of the Keltner channel, is that we haven't had a pullback. You know, we haven't had a pullback of any kind other than, you know, right in here. And so that's what I'm just, you know, kind of wondering. I mean, do we continue to go up? And I've got some targets up here as to where I think this wave could hit. And here's the first one all the way up here. But are we really going to get there without a pullback? I don't know. S&P 500, same kind of thing. Same kind of action. Here's where the targets are that I talked about on Saturday. But so far, no sign of a pullback, and any kind of divergences seem to be going away. The NASDAQ, although we had almost a reversal on Friday and pulled way back down from an opening, we kind of did the reverse today, and opening came right back up and closed above where it opened on Friday. So strong action out of the NASDAQ. New York Composite up 15.6 today, doji bar, just like the Dow. Russell 2000, a little more of an upward bar. This is kind of like the NASDAQ, acting a little stronger, much stronger intraday action and overall daily action today than on the S&P, the Dow, the New York Composite. So now it's pulling back up to this trend line again, which we have already visited twice before. All right, let's take a quick look at the indicators. Had a kind of a weird reading on the short-term trading index. I'm not sure what to make of this. It was kind of a pretty high reading that caused it to jump all the way up here, and it's got the 10-day then pulling back out of this little, extreme reading, which it was starting to get to. So that's gone away. The VIX is continuing to drive to the downside. So again, no sign that the VIX is turning. And when you look at, let's see, I've got the high-low somewhere. Here we go. The high-low index, we've crossed with the moving averages. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. We've pulled back from the high on Friday. We've got the moving averages crossed, but again, we're almost like we're starting to go sideways on this a little bit. We're not pulling back down in here. It's maybe a little bit kind of like this action, but not quite. I mean, like right in here, but again, not quite. Not sure what to make of it. The put to call ratio has dropped down. The 10-day is down around, I think, 0.5. I can't remember what it was. It was the reading today was like 0.53, but the 10-day is still not at an extreme. I've got it in the spreadsheet, but it's still not at an extreme. So let's take a look at the three ETFs that I did not look at on Saturday. The semiconductors, and wow, semiconductors also is just continuing to push to the upside. And let's see, pushing up here above, no divergence showing up that I can see, not like right in here, which led to the, was before the big down move that we had September into October. So the semiconductors are rallying back, or continuing to rally. They're rallying into new highs is what they're doing, which makes me feel a little uncomfortable about the Broadcom trade idea that we've got on. It's very close to the stop that we've got, and I'm not moving the stop. That is something I am not going to do. Home builders, ETF, the Home Builders ETF. This was interesting. I saw this. It's pushed to higher highs now. So this whole trend of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, trending downward, that's kind of been shattered a little bit here. We broke this trend line. We moved to this dramatic new high. We're up here. We haven't gone to a new high on it yet, but you know, pretty strong move. I mean, this is super strong in here. Again, just reinforcing the move that's going on in the market. Okay, and the XLF, where is that? Probably right on it. Yes, I am. And this one is pushed to pushed higher in here. Could be some divergence in here. Let me take a look. We still have some divergence in here. That hasn't gone away. But again, it's not really divergence until you get a little bit of a turn down to create a pivot point. Okay, until you get some kind of a pivot point, you can't honestly confirm that you've got divergence showing up. So right now it has reversed off of this little pullback and has pushed higher and above this peak, above the mid-September. Okay, so all of a sudden those three key ETFs are all looking pretty solidly pushing higher. All right, now the three stocks I want to take a look at tonight. 3D Systems was the #1 percentage gainer of the 37 stocks I'm watching. And this excludes, you know, I've got a whole bucket of Chinese stocks. I do have some of the Chinese stocks in my 37. I've got some other Chinese stocks, but I've got these 37 that I primarily trade options on. And of these 37s, 3D Systems was the highest percentage gainer today. Chicago Bridge and Iron was the biggest percentage loser. And then I wanted to check in on Apple. All right, so here's what 3D Systems did today. It was up 2.35 to close at 37.5. It looks like it's trying to turn, but a lot of these stocks have been trying to turn. I mean, you see how divergence is showing up, both on DI plus or DI minus and DI plus divergence, like dual divergence. That usually is one of the stronger scenarios when you see that dual divergence on the DI directional indicator. And so right now, this is looking like it's trying to turn. We got the couple closes here above the 10, it was so strong in a strong downtrend that I just was hesitating to jump in because of the channel that was in and the downtrending with the moving averages. And so we'll see if we get a better entry point or not. I mean, this could pop all the way up here to the 55. It could close this gap with this kind of a move. And let's see, and then Chicago Bridge and Iron. Chicago Bridge and Iron CBI was, is starting to try to pull up, and then you get this kind of move here. You know, this little bit of a mini collapse down, and it was down 2.83 points today to close at 54.26. And this is what gives me caution when I'm trying. When you turn around, you try to play this to the bull side, and then you get whacked like that. Now I wasn't in this, but this is an example. The 55 is trending down. It's below the 233. The 21 is below the 55, although it's rising. Now we got to close here below the 10. And actually right below the 21 a little bit. So the moving averages haven't crossed. They haven't done one of these like right here and like back in here. Let me see what the indicators look like. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because this is a big swinging move right now. I mean, it came off of this move without divergence here. Let me back out of, zoom out of it a little bit and get a better picture. I mean, it's had one heck of a pretty good drop to begin with. So even if you sat back and said, well, okay, what are we looking at from how much has it retraced? It hasn't quite gotten to 38% in terms of where it got in the middle between those two. Not sure what to make of it in terms of, if anything, I'd be cautious just because of the way it's acting in here and the close back down below the 10. It is actually tempting. I'll have to think about it. It's actually tempting to to buy puts on it, but I'm hesitating right now. Let me look at Apple Computer, or Apple. I think it's just Apple Incorporated these days. Okay, so I put this channel back in place because it's clearly, this fifth wave doesn't look like it's done yet. So here is the third intermediate wave channel. Okay, I've got the number 3 up here. Fifth minor wave is still yet to be finished because it keeps pushing. But what are these numbers in here? What do we've got? Those are coming from the fact that we had an extended minor wave 3. Okay, so then I'm measuring from here, the beginning of 1, from 0 to 3, back down to here, and these are my projection levels: 38, 61.2. When you start passing that, you know, the next thing you start to look at is up to 100. I just don't know if it's going to get that far. Here's the top end of the price channel of this impulse wave, of this third intermediate wave impulse. You know, minor wave 2, minor wave 4, you put it at minor wave 3 to project up to 5 to try to get 5, and it just so happens to, you know, conveniently line right back up with 1. So we've got a pretty nice, neat channel here, and this looks like it's overthrowing the channel, a little bit of an overthrow to the upside, and so I'm just not sure how much more we're going to get out of Apple on that. Let's see if the indicators... potentially getting some divergence in up here on the RSI, potentially some divergence here on DI plus. Same thing here with the demand index. So I'm actually a little surprised the last couple days. I thought maybe this might have been it when it hit the upper end of the channel, but it's continued to push. So again, you know, until it starts to roll over, and until we start to get a couple closes below the 10, it hasn't signaled that it's done pushing to the high side on this wave. So Apple is continuing to act strong. All right, this is Joe for Beyond the Chart. That's it for today. Let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be back Wednesday night with another market update, and we will then check in on some of the international indices and Chinese stocks like we typically do on Wednesday. And of course, remember, you know, the market's closed on Thursday because of Thanksgiving, and it's a half-a-day session on Friday. Closes at noon Chicago time or 1 o'clock New York time. All right, everyone, this has been Joe from Beyond the Chart. If you felt like the video was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Just first name and email, and you can have access to the Trade Ideas webpage, and then you can download the free PDF I've got for you too. All right, thanks for stopping in. We'll see you on the next video.